Hey guys, welcome back to Whitty's Gear Reviews. So let's talk about a favorite here. This is a WorkPro 18-in-1. Great tool. When WorkPro released this tool, it started real slow and then it took off. Once people started getting it in their hands, they were like, man, this tool for the price is an awesome tool. I own 3 of these things and I carry them a lot. Now, in my opinion, what made this tool so good is the materials are good, the layout's good, but in this tool, they surrounded it with in my opinion, a superior pair of scissors compared to a lot of other budget multi-tools and even some more expensive multi-tools. Cuts right through zip ties, paracord. I mean, they're super sharp, they cut really well, and it was just a good relief to get a budget multi-tool with a great pair of scissors, right? And then somewhere along the line, these things, when they released them, let's start back there. I got my first one for $18.99. Then they went on sale. I don't know if it was Black Friday last year. They were like $15.99, so I bought my second one. Then somewhere they went up to $20.99, and that's where they are now. But you can still see them they will go on sale back to that $18.99, which, let's be honest, guys, if I would have bought it originally at $20.99, I would have been still happy with this tool. But at the $15.99, it was like, yeah, I'm buying another one, right? And to me, they were on to something solid with this tool. And when I found out that they had a new release, their 24-in-1, I jumped on it. I'm like, oh man, didn't really do a lot of research on it. Just jumped in and was like, it's got to be as good as this. And now they're offering more tools. So we're going to move this guy out of the way for just a minute. And we're going to get into their new tool. This is a WorkPro 24-in-1. Multi-tool pliers. Not a lot to it. Open this up. So you get your nice little Velcro case with a belt loop back there. And then some places where if you wanted to hook it on some strapping, if you wanted to hook it on MOLLE, you could do that. Nice little Velcro case. And then you got your bit set. So I'm like, okay, well, this one, you have your typical Phillips. But this one has this tiny Phillips that's built into it, right? So when you deploy it, it deploys out like that. You've got your big Phillips. And then you can close that, and then you have your small Phillips. Now, I did find, or kind of adjusted, a sleeve that would go over this to allow it to take 1/4-inch bits. And in my mind, made a really, really good multi-tool for about $25 when you add the little adapter and some filing and whatever. So I saw this. I saw the picture. I saw this, and I'm like, oh man, came out with a bit set. So I was assuming most everything was the same. So I jumped on it, and they didn't raise the price that much in my mind for getting some extra bits and stuff like that. I thought, all right, okay, they took this tool, added some extra stuff. Perfect. $23.99, I believe it is. $99.98, somewhere in there. This thing comes in blue and red. And I thought, man, did they just do it again? Did they just put out that tool that's going to be spectacular? Well, if you'll notice these tools, this one is smaller. By about 1/8 of an inch. But man, it felt lighter. I'm like, man, they trimmed it down some. You've got your saw. Let's just kind of compare. Oh, that's a serrated blade. Trying to get it out here. All right. So you have your saw. I can tell you that the saw on this one is super aggressive. The saw on this one is okay. It is not like that one. You can see how close these teeth are. They just takes a bigger chunk in the wood. And then, of course, they put it in this kind of like the serrated knife on this one. Right? So I was like, all right, well, hey, in a pinch, that'll work. But then I realized there's no tools on this opposite side. This one's got your saw, your serrated blade, your knife, your diamond file, and your cross file. So that's 4 tools on the outside, and now this one is just boasting the knife and the saw. I thought, okay, well, they must have all the other tools packed on the inside. So curious to see what we had in there. So I opened the thing up, and I will tell you that this one is not spring-loaded. That may not be a deal breaker for some. Since we're talking about inside, we'll close this one. Just in a comparison, guys. These are internally spring-loaded. But a lot of people, either didn't like the fact that you couldn't replace the cutting heads in there. Well, they did that here. Now you have replaceable cutting heads. Just curious. Because my mind is thinking, can I make the perfect multi-tool? Not 100% sure. Not too sure. But they did do that. Right? And then they added a little bit more logoing on there, where they didn't have nothing like that on this one. So I'm like, okay, I see that change. Then we went to our inside tools here, which is this super shiny bottle opener, flathead, small flathead, and that's your file. That's like a fingernail file. And it's crosshair on one, straight on the other. And then you have your super shiny awl. And then you have your can opener / wire stripper. And that's all on that side. So let's look at the other tool, where we were looking the same area, right? You have that really good set of scissors. You have your flathead. You have your can opener, which is a lot more aggressive of a can opener than this. Right? This one will actually cut through some stuff. You've got that nice stonewash finish on these, where these are kind of shiny. And that's pretty much where the tools end on this side. But then you have, on this side, your Phillips, small Phillips, gut hook, on this opposite side of this tool. Well, this one has nothing, but they added this. Which, man, that's awesome. But you gave up a lot to get those inserts and that fitting, which isn't even magnetic. It's just got a ball detent. And it's not 1/4 inch. It's not Leatherman flat. It's 5mm. But they did give you some 5mm bits here. So you have a bit kit. Now, I'm not 100% sure if the two things they did here make up for the things that they didn't. I kind of do like the spring-loaded. I don't mind the real narrow, which they did keep these fairly narrow, which is good. That's one thing I like about these tools. All the other multi-tools seem like they got real beefy because they were trying to make more of a standard set of pliers. Real beefy, but man, I like my multi-tool to get into some tighter areas. You know, I'll get a pair of channel locks if I'm trying to MacGyver something a lot bigger, but it just seems like a lot of places went real thick. And these are nice, almost like a standard set of needle nose pliers that everybody's used to. Now, they did take some weight off. If we want to go to our little Whitty scale here, we'll look at the difference in weight. And of course, there's going to be some, right? Because they're not equal as far as tool count. If you're looking at this tool right now, you're weighing 7.8 ounces. This one, you're looking at 9.7 ounces. Now, if you were going to, you know, push comes to shove, that would make the complete tool if you added the rest of the parts of the tool that are, you know, this one kind of has inside of it. You're looking at 8.5, which is still lighter. By a gram and some change. But I don't think, in my honest opinion, that I would have changed the tool 100% completely. Because this one, I love it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. I get that. But for 20 bucks, it's a great tool to have in multiple kits. This one, even that they didn't even add all the, I mean, not that it matters, right? But it just seems like they spent more money. It looks like more money making this one than they did this one. They just kind of sprayed it, opened it up a little bit here to make it lighter. Added a little logoing there, which to me, I mean, I could care less about that. That's money that they could have spent elsewhere. And I guess they wanted it to be slimmer, but I'm thinking why? Because they didn't have much to add to make this same exact tool, but you would have lost some things by adding this, right? That takes up a lot of functional space. If you can see there, you would have lost 3 tools by putting that in, which I totally get it. This one, I always said, if they just made a sheath just like the one you got here, put a little pocket on the side, and gave me a magnetic, let's get back to the tool, gave me a magnetic fitting that I could slide over this and put 1/4-inch bits, that tool would have been everything I wanted. I think they listened to people by saying, hey, I'm going to give them some bit options. But now you can't use any bit that you have laying around your house. If none of these, per se, are what you need, if you wanted to replace those, first you got to find double-sided bits, and then you have to buy them in a 5mm, which is not as common here in the U.S. It's getting more common on multi-tools. I'm not saying that you can't go on Decoyu's site and find some 5mm, but that's the sacrifice I guess they made in this tool by spending all the money here and kind of skimped out, in my opinion, everywhere else. Now, this may have what everybody needs, but to me, this diamond cut file is a really good diamond cut file. And to replace it with a small little fingernail file, just, I don't know. I just don't think that, they did enough to beat this tool. Now, it does have some features, but I don't think it beats the tool. What do you guys think? It is lighter. It is narrower. I do like the carbide tip on the pliers, but I can't tell you that I actually would prefer those on this tool, because I really don't know if the quality is the same. I know this will take a beating. The blue one I have has taken a beating. It gets used all the time. This one is in one of my sling bags. Doesn't get used near as much because I'm only carrying that bag when I'm chest concealed carrying. So that's not near as often as actual concealed. But what do you think, guys? This is a new 24 in 1. If you look at that right, 24 in 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of your tools are on the outside of it. What do you think? Should have they updated this with a collar that went over the pre-existing Phillips? Or were they right by taking out some of the tools, not really making these tools on the inside near as good as the original? I mean, at all. And updating this part and adding that. Was that enough to make y'all spend $24 when we were buying these at $18 all day long? Now they're 20. 21. I mean, they're 21.9 or 20.99. Give me some feedback, guys. I was excited to get this tool and not 100% excited now. Actually, I would use it, but it's not going to go over. I mean, I'll keep this in my bag before I go to this one. I will use some of my other multi-tools before I go to this one. This one might make it as a Christmas present to somebody. Because I have better multi-tools, and really this one, in order for me to keep it, would have had to been one of the better, would have had to beat out something else, right? I've got enough multi-tools. I really don't need another one. But as much as I like this one, I was super excited to get the new one. Didn't shake out to be as good as what I was hoping. But guys, leave me a comment. Which do you like better, for one, based off of the features? Because I will go back to WorkPro and I will say, man, because I did tell them, ask them if there was any way that they made or did they know of, because they're a tool company. They make tools. So I'm like, is there any way you could make something to go over this? Because my biggest complaint is I need something to go over that. And if I could find something to go over it and add 1/4-inch tools, man, I'd be good to go. Perfect. They never responded back to that. And I'm sure they were thinking, hey, we've got this in the design. We're going to give him exactly what he wants, just different. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts on the new WorkPro 24 in 1. I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. You can find both these tools still available on Amazon. If you don't have one, definitely recommend this one. If you're looking for a cheap, under $30 Christmas present, this is a great one. Anyways, guys, do me a favor. Like, share, subscribe, click all those notifications. Still 3 ways to support the channel. Whitty's Gear Shop, buy me a coffee, memberships. Those are ways you can help the channel if you choose to. Anyways, guys, love y'all. See you on the next one.